Here's a 1979 Magnavox French provincial style color TV and a 1980 Magnavox VCR. I was having some trouble with the VCR. I was getting ready to demonstrate it for a video when all of a sudden the loading motor stopped running and I actually saw smoke coming from the VCR, and I don't know why smoke was being produced. I never have found out where that was coming from. I tried to look here to see, but the problem was that the belt on the loading motor there had slipped off, and I'm probably going to need to put a new belt on that eventually. But these VCRs are some of the best VCRs. If you ever see these at a junk shop or a estate sale or something, go ahead and get them, because this is before they started cheaping out on VCRs. And this seems to even have better quality than some later HQ VCRs. I'm amazed by this. I had a friend say they wanted to give me a VCR, and at first I thought, uh-oh, it might be a difficult thing to fix, but I was just pleasantly surprised when I saw it was one of these old, really robust Panasonic type VCRs. And this is likely among the first that had the SLP capability. I got one of these back when I was a kid, and I ended up just tearing it apart because I couldn't figure out what the problem was. But it was only SP and LP. This one will actually play back SLP. It's called a +6 VCR. And I'll just show you some of the things about the VCR that I did to get it going again before we put it back together. This TV, here's the control panel for the TV, and it has a electronic ultrasonic remote transmitter. It has random access for the channels. But it is actually ultrasonic. I don't know if you can... I could actually hear harmonics coming from the transmitter. You may be able to hear that. But the remote system works good. And I'll now demonstrate the VCR. Let me show now some things I did. On this circuit board, I think that these controls here are for audio. And these are the same kind of things like in a cassette player, these switches, these slide switches. And they end up getting real oxidized and can provide a source of an intermittent audio problem. I sprayed them with deoxit. Also, I had to adjust the alignment on the audio control head. When I had tested it before, I was getting muddy, muffled audio, and it wasn't able to easily switch between SLP and SP. It wasn't picking up the control track very well. So I adjusted it and was able to get it working. We've got a tape in there on the SP mode. Let's start it playing, and it should work okay.
Someone to pillow talk with me. I wonder how. I wonder who. Pillow talk. Pillow talk. Another night of being alone with talk, talk, talk. When it's all said and done, two heads together can be better than one. That's what they say. They always say.
We'll run it forward a little bit into the actual movie here. I think they cut to a full screen picture once they get into the actual show.
Got an important call to make.
I happen to consider this an important call.
What, singing to a girl at 9 o'clock in the morning? It's none of your business what he does to me. Or when. Would you please get off this line? this early, Chili, but I just had to talk to you. Will I see you tonight?
Oh, I'm sorry, Yvette. I have to work.
So there's the VCR, and I think I'm going to just only put a few screws back in the bottom so I can eventually replace that loading belt if it ever gives me trouble again. But the old VCR is still doing the job a lot better than some later VCRs.